Yo, I heard Ned Russin ripped off the Looney Tunes for the Fellavision intro song.
Oh my God! I'm gonna clip that for him.
Yeah, he'll love that. Hey everybody, welcome to Fellavision, aka The Bigger Picture. This is a movie podcast where we talk about films and cinema and all sorts of other stuff. I'm joined by my co-hosts JP,
Oi,
and Chris Tharp.
Yo yo yo.
And my name's Bryan. Today we're going to talk about The Departed, a movie from 2006. We have a very special guest.
Just one.
One group.
You guys figure out which one's special.
Yeah, on the episode today. It's a bit confusing because, full disclosure, I am a member of the group that is being interviewed.
It's the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, we have special guest in studio today. We got Bryan, Tyler, and Mike from My Fictions.
How we doing?
Hello. Good to see you.
It's the boys.
Yeah.
First time, long time.
Yeah. Second band on the podcast. The discrepancy in monthly listeners we don't need to get into. But
No, we're on the way up.
coming
here.
up. We're coming
Not
up.
only from a viewership perspective from the podcast, but also from the band perspective. We're on the way up.
I am a little concerned that this might be the first video to ever go on YouTube and get negative views. But we'll figure it out. But
I think every one of our videos gets negative votes or whatever. Thumbs down.
The
We
dislikes.
get that, but I mean, if you don't have haters, you ain't popping, and that's just how it goes.
We did get a few haters this week.
Oh, I love the haters.
We
It's
got
so
like
good.
multiple haters this
Multiple haters. Folks, if you want to hate on us, check out this Instagram page. It's called Fellavision. We got to get that number up. You can be
Pod.
mean to us on it. It's okay, except unless you say anything about our looks, because we're pretty handsome.
They're doing a giveaway at 200 followers.
200 followers. Yeah.
200 follower giveaway. That's facts. One
We're
My
giving
Fictions
away
record.
one
My
Celtics
Fictions
hat.
record.
You gotta get the countdown timer going on there.
Yeah, we'll get that going. But in the meantime, before we get into our conversation with me and my other guests, let's catch up on the week. Chris Tharp, what'd you do?
I'm back on my bullshit. You know, every week going to a free fucking gig. Military Gun at Baby's All Right, which is the first hardcore show I've ever seen at Baby's.
Yeah.
Very, very different venue.
Are
very
they a hardcore
indie rock.
band, though?
They were stage dives.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're not a hardcore band.
Hardcore guys.
Hardcore guys. Hardcore guys playing catchy guitar music.
Corman.
I think that makes you a hardcore band these days.
That's true.
I mean,
The bar is low.
Not for me, baby.
it's all about the ethos.
It
ethos.
is more than anything.
Shout out
And
to
what's
Ian.
the ethos exactly? All right, never mind. We're gonna
Wearing
keep going.
a
We're gonna
bulletproof
stop.
vest on
Shout out to
stage.
Ian and the
yeah,
gang.
you know, but
No, I mean, let me just say, they're a sick band. I like the band.
Big time.
I like
I mean,
the band.
Harm's
They're
Way
good.
with the ski mask.
Yeah,
it's
that was iconic.
it's
Look at
same
them now.
thing. So it's just like wear a bulletproof vest. It looks fucking sick.
Yeah,
If it looks sick, roll
it's
with it.
branded too, right?
Yeah, it says MG on it. He wasn't
50
wearing
Cent
it.
did it. Come on.
I mean,
Wait, he had a fucking ski mask on?
no, he had a
I
bulletproof
missed
vest
that.
on. There was a hot minute where Military Gun was wearing
Military gear.
military gear.
MG.
You know, there was
Kinda
there was a lot of snipers out for him. You know, the rise to the top.
So the show was tight.
They were literally yeah, it was fucking sick. I ate a burrito bowl there. It rocked.
At Babies?
Yeah, babies, get the food. It rocks.
No, there's
There's
not.
also free beer, and I didn't know about that. I was a little bit bummed out that I missed that. I was paying full price for drinks.
This week for me, I have a remote job, folks, and all my coworkers were in town.
Ooh, tough.
Had to entertain and go to different dinners and that. And that's what I did. Also, what the hell was that, dude?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just preloading.
Also, I can't say why, but I was voice recorded. I did some voice acting this week.
Oh shit.
And let me just say, folks,
A pod man.
yeah, as a man on the mic, they recognize game and they
Exactly.
said, come record for many hours.
Toy Story 5.
I did some voice acting, and you know what was told to me? You have an incredible voice.
Dog, come on.
He said,
What?
I love, he said,
but he told you. I love that.
motherfucker, you know what, dude?
We're gonna have 200
The
followers in
texture
no
of this
time.
voice is unique, according to them. And when you say shit like that, when you interrupt me, when you stop me from talking, what you're doing is not only disrespectful, you're also depriving
Will
the
you
listeners.
just be nicer to people
See,
on pod? These
he's doing it right
YouTubers
now.
are right. We would
He's
have
doing
more
it right
views
now.
if you were nicer to me.
Yeah,
You're not only depriving the listeners of an amazing, unique audio experience, you're being disrespectful to me, dude. Okay?
Editor's note: this will be gone.
I could listen to
Just a
that
beautiful
voice recite poetry. I would love to listen to a Rupi Kaur audiobook.
You might be listening to a few audiobooks with this beautiful fucking what would you call? I don't want to say voice again. Give me another word, Russo.
Voice.
You fucking piece of shit. I hate
Is there
you.
more than one?
Before we
voice?
before we go on, can you perhaps read this in the AI JP voice?
What do you mean, dude? What? You're not supposed to say that.
Wait,
Beep
wait,
that.
wait, wait, wait,
Beep
wait.
that.
That's not it. That's not it. Yes, here it is. Here it is. All right, folks. JP doing Rupee Kaur.
Okay.
Read it.
You must have known you were wrong when your fingers dipped inside me, searching for honey that would not come for you. Rupee Kaur.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Feel violated.
That's how I actually
I don't know
wrote
if I
that
like
to
that very
Russo
much.
this morning.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't know that the group chat was getting leaked on the fucking pod this week. My catch up this week is Moo Deng. Folks,
Oh my god, I fucking love this shit.
Xiaopeng is over. His owner was mean to him. Xiaopeng, I hope you're okay.
Xiaopeng, rest in peace.
Yeah, we're all about Moo Deng,
Xiaopeng's
folks.
dead.
He's a new hippo at the zoo. He's got his baby teeth are coming in. It's a big yawn. He's adorable.
Why, bro, is calming today.
Why, bro?
Mr. Zoe, dude. I love Mr. Zoe.
Yeah. Let me run back another Moo Deng video while I make sure the screen recording is going because this is good content here.
Oh yeah, make sure that screen.
Damn, that
I got
is
you, bro. I got you, bro.
Doesn't he make crazy ass noises?
He's just trying to eat, dude. This is lunch.
I
This is
saw a
gonna be
video
us
of
at
him
John's
saying
later.
hey, basically. That's
Oh,
what's eating
shit.
Spaghetti.
Oh yeah.
Sit back the fuck up off my green ass noodle.
So what's the deal with this guy, this fella?
What do you mean? Look at him, bro.
It-
What do you?
it-
Yeah.
It's just
it-
cool.
it's
What's the
chill?
deal with you, man? Look at the
it's
fucking
a,
thing.
It's a pygmy hippo. It's a little baby runt hippo.
Bros-
Pygmy hippo? He's a fucking
yeah,
baby.
I was
Bro's a
reading
victim.
about him, and they say he's a pygmy hippo.
You're being mean right now. Refer to the comments, please.
He's a pick-me hippo.
Pick me
Pick me.
hippo.
He's just out for attention.
Yeah.
Pick me hippo.
He's an asshole off screen.
What the fuck is up with this sloth, bro? What the hell's going on?
He's got
that's
the
real.
OnlyFans link in the bio.
That's enough Moo Dang.
Yeah, that's enough Moo Deng. I wanted to
who
get
was
in.
that?
I wanted to get into some news of the week before we get on to the movie we're talking about. Folks, we're getting really high in the oceans count. I believe there's an 11, 12. There's an 8.
There's an 8.
The 13.
Is there a 9?
Yeah,
No.
no. There's the women only one.
11
That's 8.
That's 8.
That's 8.
is the original.
Yes. But it looks like we're coming back. Ocean's 14 is in the works, according to Deadline. George Clooney and Brad Pitt are coming back. Everyone loves Brad Pitt right now, so that's good.
Yeah, he's doing super well.
Yeah, interesting note here, though, is that Edward Berger is being eyed to direct, not Steven Soderbergh.
That's
Nobody
disappointing.
wants
Yeah.
a non-Soderbergh
Tyler,
Oceans.
I know you're a Soderbergh head.
I'm a big Soderbergh.
A Sody.
Yeah, so this
Soda head.
doesn't feel right to you?
No, not at all. I mean, here's the thing. I don't, as much as I like Ocean's 11, I feel like it's not his best work. So, like,
right.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Is it Logan Lucky?
it might, it might be Logan. Like, honestly, his early stuff, I'm drawing a blank.
Sex, lies, and videotape.
I haven't actually seen Sex, Lies, and Videotape. What's the
Gotta see
first
it.
George Clooney one?
Pull up the IMDb, brother.
Yeah,
let's
what's
not
the first-
let's not put our guy out to dry like
What
this.
is the?
He said, "I'm not putting up the IMDb."
His
This
IMDb
Gen Z
is
ass pulled up the
absolutely
letterbox.
wild. He's good.
Contagion, dude. That fucking movie rocked.
movie
Contagion,
does fucking
Aaron
rock.
Brockovich is incredible. Kimmy was actually not bad.
Out of Sight with Jennifer Lopez.
Yes,
That's what you're
Out of-
talking
Out
about.
of Sight.
Okay.
JP
Out of
loves
Sight
Magic Mike.
is very
One
good.
sec. Earliest first.
Unsane. That's a fun little.
Unsane.
thriller.
Oh, that's the
iPhone movie, right?
Yeah,
No.
iPhone.
Wait,
It was shot on
Traffic,
iPhone.
oh, shot on
brothers.
iPhone. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Traffic.
Sight? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Out of Sight. Out of Sight's great.
Okay.
Che Part
Oh.
2.
The Informant
Informant-
sucked.
The
though.
Informant-
The Informant rocked.
Informant
hated
might
that
be my
dumbass
number
shit.
one Soderbergh.
Movie sucked.
No.
Sucked.
That
Magic
is-
Mike is my favorite.
Magic Mike
I
is
literally
good.
said that earlier. Nobody
Did you?
heard me.
Side Effects is
That's
also,
because you don't have the
also very
fucking
good.
texture in your voice
Side
that's
Effects,
needed, dude.
People
And
who want to know will hear it.
what is that? The most recent one, No Sudden Move.
Yeah, No Sudden
No
Move
Sudden
was
Move
good.
was good.
That
That was
one was
also
crazy.
Brendan Fraser back
Yes.
in Hollywood. I
Yes.
love that.
Looking absolutely healthy.
I liked Behind the Candelabra, the HBO one about what's his face, Liberace with Matt Damon. That one fucking
He's an
rules.
extremely like diverse filmmaker. I
He's
feel
out
like.
there.
He
He's
can
I mean,
do-
he's
pumping
got
out
he can
Magic
do it all.
Mike and Aaron
all the
Brockovich,
time.
right?
In the same
He can't really fuck
family,
around.
yeah.
I do wonder if it's a thing where he just isn't interested in going back to something that because he's
Yeah.
on some actual like auteur creator type shit.
I don't think
Well,
so.
he's like
He's making
the-
Magic Mike out there, dude. He's
Magic
not on
Mike
any.
rules, dude.
He's not on any type
Channing
of
Tatum's
high
so
horse.
hot.
He is hot. He's probably more like I'm sitting on a pile of money and I want to do less.
That's true. Hey.
But Soderbergh is the do one for them, do two for you
Yeah.
kind of guy.
It seems like it's like closer to like do 5 for me. At this
To be
point.
clear, Magic Mike was one for him.
Yeah.
I'm excited for. I mean, if Clooney and Pitt are in Oceans, I'm in.
Yeah.
But right now, that Wolves movie, they were apparently supposed to make $35 million a piece on it, and then it didn't get a theatrical release. And that
They'll
movie's
never act
tanking. They had to
again.
give back some of their salary to that movie, and I was just like,
Poor George.
That's what I'm saying. So I was just like, I don't even know if this movie's gonna get funded after like how bad Wolves does. Or
But
Woofs.
this is like a franchise
Woofs.
that has,
pretty good.
kind of stood the test of time.
I just don't know if
guess,
you're bringing
so.
dads back to the theaters with this.
Yeah.
I don't
maybe.
know.
Ocean's 8, pretty bad. Sorry, women.
Let's get another Italian job. Why do we need another
True.
Oceans?
Yeah.
We need another
Producer Andy
Italian
does not
job.
agree
Greek
with
job.
the oceans.
The Greek.
You know what? Italian job. It's Italian.
Yeah, we should remake it again.
I mean, Marky Mark
Marky Mark's
Wahlberg's
in that
stock is
fucking
way
thing.
up recently. He's
That's
doing
And they got
great.
Fiats
He's a
and Mini
faith-
Coopers and
based,
shit in there.
filmmaker now, so I mean, like, you know, the Christian money flows strong.
All right,
Father Stew.
I feel we're on to Oceans 15, 16, 17. The next piece of news. This isn't movie news, but it was in the ether this week, folks. Hot seat Dave Grohl. I'm gonna pull up this Instagram.
I heard there was some news about Dave Grohl, and I have not yet heard it.
Do you
so-
want to read this one? Or
Yeah, read
Tharp,
this in
you
your
wanna take this
sexy
one?
voice.
Do I want to read it?
Well, he read
Am I-
he read the poem. He read JP's poetry.
All right,
It's
well,
a
then
long
I-
thing to read, but good luck.
I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter born outside of my marriage. I plan.
What the fuck?
Will you let me?
going.
Will you let me use my
Live react.
texture? There's a reason why I do these things, and the people want to hear my voice.
Clip it. Keep going. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna listen to you.
Okay.
Look in
I
his
love
eyes.
my wife and my children, and I am doing everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We're grateful for your consideration towards all the children involved as we move forward together.
So this is
Children involved?
Yeah.
There's many children?
Yeah,
How many children are we
because he's
talking
got a
about?
new kid.
Oh, he's just got other kids. I think that's what that means,
Yeah.
right?
So, folks, that was a statement from Dave Grohl. He was the drummer of a band called Nirvana. Not as good as Pearl Jam. But let's break this down. Mike, first reactions. What do you think?
Not great. Not a great look.
Marriage out of wedlock. Are you pro or against?
Yeah.
Child out of wedlock.
Yeah, Risa, are
Go
you...
get him. Go get him, baby.
get 'em?
Go get
Oh,
him.
yeah, go get him.
Everyone, you heard
He's
that.
just on that Elon Musk tip. Have as many kids as he possibly
Yeah.
can, you know?
Yeah.
Procreate, baby.
Jesus Christ.
America's rock dad, good guy, not so good guy. You know, like who's next? Like, what do we? Like, who's our
Who do we
new
have
good?
left?
Who's our new
Yeah.
good guy?
Ronnie Radke.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all this.
That's
Do
all
you
we
think
have
that this statement is like, that means his wife just recently found out?
No, I'm
or
sure
do you
she's
think
not.
No,
that...
no, no, no. I think that the kid, the mother came out with the kid.
Okay, but like, why is he deciding to put this out into the world?
I guess that's my biggest reaction to this is like, do you have to make this statement?
Yeah, why is this being
I guess he's just
public?
at such a
No,
level
he's just
that
getting ahead of it. Is the
Yeah,
whole thing?
I
Is that
guess
the
that's what
baby's
it
coming
is.
out? She's
He's
like, I'm
spinning
gonna
it.
tell everybody this is your baby,
Yeah.
and I want that rock money.
I'm getting a lot of hand gestures from producer Andy. Do you need to come say something on the mic? All right. Pop culture Reddit. Dave Grohl's relationship with quote alt porn goddess unquote revealed after he welcomes baby outside of marriage. So
Alt
All you needed to
porn
say, brother, was
goddess.
alt porn goddess.
That's
dude.
the real headline. That
Did she write that headline?
She's sick for that.
my man was on suicidegirls.com trying to see what's.
trying to get it in.
Oh, my man was on suicidegirls.com with it.
Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, my man was on suicidegirls.com.
Is Suicide Girl still
she-
a thing?
I don't think it ever goes away.
I'm not getting on
Nothing
the
goes
Wi-Fi
away.
to find out.
Okay.
He didn't want to say it because Andy's here. He's like, I don't know.
I definitely don't know.
What is that?
No clue.
I've never even heard of that.
Is she an actual suicide girl person?
Alt
Oh,
porn.
so I guess I
She's
didn't
an
mean
alt
person
porn
on that.
goddess.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
She's just
Yo,
an
the
alt porn.
Reddit started. She's not the mother of the baby. Oh, okay. So this is not.
That's
Folks-
not even her. We're just fucking.
Oh, jeez.
Folks, welcome to Fellavision, the #1 disinformation podcast on the internet. So
She's just the
apparently-
lady with the biggest bow ever.
Yeah,
That's who she
Dave
is.
Grohl had sex with a Disney suicide girl type woman that didn't father his illegitimate child, but there's another woman involved. And Tyler, you made a good point. Why do we care?
Yeah, isn't this just rock star bullshit? It feels
No,
like
but he's a good. He's known
guess-
as being as
yeah.
like a good guy,
He's the
good
wholesome
dad.
guy.
Yeah, he's
So
wholesome.
somebody
dad.
was. She was probably like extorting his ass.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is how did this all come?
It had
to
to
a
have been
head
extortion.
Can't be
like
his
that?
fault.
Yeah, no, it was
He's
definitely
being
like.
extorted, not that he's a
No, I'm
dad
saying
who
the
owes
reason
child
the reason
support.
he had to get ahead of something for sure, obviously. Otherwise, you'd never say anything about this because it's nobody's fucking business. But he was probably being distorted.
He is.
His image is being distorted right now.
He is a storyteller.
Dude,
So this
the-
is just par for the course.
The internet hates his. He's like number one enemy of the internet because people took him as this grand fucking spokesman for rock music, and like,
He is.
listen,
He was.
Nirvana's fine, Foo Fighters fine, not my cup,
Leave my brother alone, dude.
What about Queens of the Stone Age?
not into that.
Fair enough.
Leave my
All
brother
I'm
alone.
saying is that like this dude had like his image, it was a little too clean, and you're obviously gonna have some shit going like this if you know.
So what you're saying is this is a net positive for you in terms of your perspective on Dave.
Yeah, I was always down on him. His
You were
stock.
shorting.
Yeah, I was shorting Dave Grohl, and folks, I felt like fucking Michael Burry. I was losing money consistently in my fake rock and roll stock. It's all about Eddie, folks. Eddie Vedder is the actual, real, fucking number one guy. Never done a wrong thing in his life. Pro-choice on his arm. MTV Unplugged.
Does it say pro-choice on his arm?
Yeah, and on
God, what a fucking cool guy.
on the '94.
What about? Do we know? They took our boy Lane from us very early. Is there
RIP.
anything bad that happened with him before then?
Yeah.
He was addicted to a lot of drugs.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
can sometimes put you in such a stupor that you don't have the ability to do anything
do dumb
bad,
shit.
You know, you just fucked.
apparently he used to fuck. What? Speak up.
Yeah.
Enunciate.
His relationship with his ex-girlfriend, who's also now deceased, was very fraught, and they were
Okay, well,
emotionally and
Sad.
physically abusive.
sounds about right.
Remember
this
this,
is The
folks.
I'm just
Departed,
checking.
folks.
I don't know.
Just
Wow,
like Dave
wow,
Grohl
yeah.
fucks.
All right.
Dave Grohl fucks.
First piece of news that Dave Grohl had sex. But the second piece of news I wanted to cover before we go into our movie is that Shannon Sharpe had sex.
Oh, Shannon Sharpe, definitely. I knew that part. Fuck Dave Grohl. My boy was growling in the mic.
We got Winnie's-
before we continue,
Yes, of course.
Russo, you saw this, right?
I
You
sure did.
Do me a little a reenactment if you can. That was pretty good. Keep going.
Yeah.
He did like a little. That was pretty good. Thank you.
I think it
Yeah.
was more or less like that.
Mike,
No, at one point he was going,
Oh yeah.
pretty
in,
cool.
in the spirit of reading things off the monitor, do you want to read what this tweet says?
Yeah. Ain't no way Shannon Sharpe just smash a bit on IG Live. It's not clickbait.
What's
Oh,
this
we
say?
got the actual recording.
Yeah, we can have this going in the
put this on
background.
YouTube, but yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, Shannon Sharpe, football player, podcaster, brother.
Podcaster, yeah.
Stop. Just stop.
What?
We can't do this.
Okay.
there goes more shadow banning coming.
Yeah, sorry. I thought
You
I thought that
definitely
we
can't
were.
do that.
I thought we were for freedom of speech
There's a
on this
reason this isn't
podcast.
on YouTube.
Was there any? Who was he doing this with? Like, is there anything other than just the fact
Just
that
a
he
lady.
fucked up?
Just a nice
But,
lady.
Like, did he cheat on his wife?
No.
or
No,
something
No, he
like
just
that? It's
accidentally went on IG Live with
Okay.
it.
Yeah, it was.
That's the only controversy.
I believe
here?
it was an IG baddie.
What do you mean? That's not weird? That's crazy as
No,
hell.
it's cool.
That's like, oh yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm gonna hit IG Live, put it down, and
Yeah,
get it in.
the beginning of that video kind of looked like
It was on purpose.
Like he did it and
Deliberate.
set
was it
down?
her phone or was it him that was live?
It was his phone because
Definitely
he was on
his,
his
'cause,
Instagram.
yeah, it was like
She
every
probably
audience.
set that shit up. She probably did that.
I don't know much
No.
about him in general, though. Like, what is his vibe? Is this something
It's-
that
he's
he
such a
would
sick
do?
vibe.
Wide receiver, great guy.
Yeah, he's a very cool.
never done
ass-
anything wrong in his life.
You didn't see the whole like Cat Williams fucking interview that was like the biggest
Yeah, he's
video on
also doing a
YouTube.
Damon Wayans one right now.
He was also the co-host opposite Skip Bayless on their debate show on FS1 for a couple years, and he would
Super
he
fucking
goes,
good.
Come on, Skip.
Come on, Skip.
Yeah, that
I know
was
his
thing.
face, but I just don't know anything about him, like personal. So he's just a baller, and this is like an occupational.
Yeah, well, he's like
hazard.
he's
Retired
a sports
football
talking
Football
head.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, you did a little Shannon Sharpe voice. Can you do some more of that?
Moving on. But yeah, dude. I think we were talking about this a little earlier, but he went on the Cat Williams show to basically like break
No,
down
it was his show. It's his.
to apologize on I forget.
Oh yeah. The nightcap.
Yes, nightcap. But he apologized, but then eventually his co-host just kind of goaded him into bragging about having sex. It's pretty funny.
It's funny. He goes in like super nervous and embarrassed, and then at the end they're gassing him so hard. He's like, "I did that." He's like, "That's right. I get it in." He's getting like really juiced on
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
it
pretty
is cool.
It is cool.
So Shannon Sharpe, shout out to you for having sex. Dave Grohl, shame on you for having sex, bro.
Disgusting.
Right now, I'm going to kick it to my boy JP, who's going to take over car driving duties to interview our guest, My Fictions.
So this is the band My Fictions.
Hey, folks.
Wow.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you for coming.
Fellavisions.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, of course, anytime.
Honestly, thank you the most for coming.
Yeah, listen, it means a lot.
So yeah, we got My Fictions here. I met this one first. This one over here, Russo. Russo, why don't you tell the folks how we met? Give your rendition of what happened there.
My band that nobody listens to or likes.
Couldn't have been me.
Hey,
Toward-
you better drop names on that one because
Yeah.
you're in a band right now, bro.
Okay, my band Aviator.
Yeah.
That nobody listened to or nobody liked. Toured with JP's band that nobody listened to.
No,
or
don't,
liked,
nope, nope,
called
blah, blah, blah,
Rescuer.
blah, blah.
And while touring with my band, I also filled in for JP's band
Yes.
without ever meeting him or playing with them.
Yep, that's
Played
how we
bass.
did it, baby.
Double duty. 2014?
20, probably, maybe 2013. No, 2014.
2014,
Sounds
10
right.
years ago.
10 years ago. We're
10 years
decade
ago.
boys.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what else? That's all you got?
I don't know. I feel like we became fast friends.
How did it go?
And
Fast friends?
I was instantly your favorite, and I'm
That's
still
fucking
even though
right,
you've
dude.
been mean to me on this podcast and outside
You're my,
of this
you're my
podcast.
best friend of me, dude.
Yeah, my closest friend and also my closest enemy. But no, it was fun. It was a great time. The tour was fucking abysmal.
Something like that. What was that tour called?
The No Sleep
No,
Records
well,
tour?
yeah, but it's even funnier than that.
I don't remember actually.
It was called the Death to False
my
Music
God.
tour.
Was it
Well,
really
you guys
called
are
It was
real
called
ass
the
music,
Death to
I
False
guess.
Music tour.
Hey, hold up a second.
Oh wait, don't. Okay, we're not gonna put that
Who
down.
named that?
Wait, a
Why
second.
is that fucking logo more than like the full page height?
I don't know. Who could be responsible for such a thing happening? Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so we did this dumb shit together. That
We did.
For legitimately the first week. We could probably count on one hand how many people showed up to the
no, it was
fucking
brutal.
shows. It was insane.
Can't relate.
They
to
were
that.
supposed to have another. They relied on us to headline the shows, which was, or at least most of the shows,
Yeah.
which was crazy.
Well, I won't go too deep into this in the shit talk, but this tour was not supposed to be just us.
Yeah.
There were much larger acts that eventually left the label that no longer wanted to do the tour, and so came the two best bands he had left.
Yeah, the only bands they had left.
But folks, we're all in the creative industry here. You know, like us together. Being in a podcast is a lot like being a band, except you don't have any talent to play instruments. You
No
know?
one listens. We're very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I think that's the kind of bond that I want to pursue. Is like the thing that you can, riff with your boys when no one else is listening. When you're trying to make something happen, trying to do
That's
something.
fucking right.
You know.
Yeah, suffering together brought us closer together.
That's
Screaming
definitely
into
Yeah,
true.
joy.
shared
Yeah.
trauma is the way to go.
And then it feels
a
like
lot.
you guys didn't talk for a while, but you somehow rekindled your friendship. Would you say?
See, he's-
do you know how
he's
that
taking it,
would
yeah.
happen?
Yeah, I took about 5, 6, 7 years off from talking to JP.
Probably more than that.
Yeah,
low-key.
no, because we've been playing video games for
2020.
so like 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met. We were brought together again by a little game called Call of Duty Warzone.
Call of Duty.
Shout out Call of Duty Warzone. Shout out Drop Squad.
Shout out to the
Shout
Drop
out
Squad.
Sam.
Shout out Triple B Drop Squad.
Yeah. And I will say, that's the fucking folks. The No Sleep Records tour is the reason that Fellavision exists
definitely
because
true.
I wouldn't have met JP. I wouldn't have met Tharp, and I know you.
And you wouldn't have met
we
Russo.
would've been fine.
Yeah, this would have happened either way.
We
This.
would have been good. But all I'm saying is that you got.
So yeah, shout out to No Sleep. Then is what we're saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
thanks,
Want to see
Chris.
that big ass logo?
We're
on
saying
there?
that Run for
Yeah.
Cover wants to say shout out to
bring
No
that
Sleep
big-ass
Records.
logo.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying here.
Oh, wait a second. I got a sweet
Sweetwater.
water.
What is going
Let's
on?
cop one of those.
All right, I'm gonna buy some.
anyway,
our
let's
new
move on.
sponsor, Sweetwater.
Tyler
But yeah,
doesn't play video games.
So that's how we met,
Yeah.
and that's how we met.
Yeah.
How did y'all meet?
It can go into a little bit into the 2006 conversation, but in high school, I was a freak and outcast.
Like
Society,
a PH freak?
yeah, like
that kind of freak?
like society cast me aside. They're like, Bryan, your interests don't align with the fucking norms of behavior, and I was like, okay, cool, man, I'm gonna listen to Silverstein and shit. And then that developed into me wanting to start my own band, and I did that with a friend of ours. He might not like Oh, well, shout out to Ryan. Yeah.
He's a guy.
He's a guy. Ryan's a guy. I'm out of
He
town.
hates being shouted out on podcasts, though.
Yeah,
That's
but
one of his big things that
He's like, don't you do it.
he's shaking his fist. Dude, he's fucking.
Damn you, Fellavision.
Yeah, he's the guy dropping the dislike. Shout out to Ryan. No, we started a band in high school, but we started it with a few people like just in our orbit that knew how to play instruments. One of them was really into I don't know, just rock radio
It's the
stuff.
classic first band, high school band situation where like
Name a
you
song.
had you
All I
had
need is a song title.
Like radio rock guy, you had like the new metal kid, and then you had the two guys who were on the same page. You
Did
and
somebody have
Ryan.
like long
Yeah,
curly hair?
We were on the same wavelength that everyone else was like, I want to listen to
I wasn't in
Primus.
this band.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, he wasn't in that. And then basically me and Ryan were like, yo, man, we got to step this up. We got to take this to the next level. We're serious about this. We love this, screamo, whatever we want to call it.
This is our lifestyle.
And Ryan knew Tyler from elementary school. Is that right?
First grade through 8th grade. Yeah.
Yeah, they went to a school together, and he was like, I got these guys in this other band. And we actually, like, behind the scenes, he had a band, we had a band, and then we did a merger. But
It was a super group.
yeah,
Big time business group.
there was an acquisition, but some people were left out.
Yeah.
And people didn't like that.
So people got laid off, is what you're saying.
Some people got laid
There was
off.
a reduction in force.
Shout out industry.
And my job. Anyway, keep going.
My band was called Fear and Drive. That was the first one. It was an Incubus reference. I'm trying to think if I know. Choreographed Collisions was the name of the EP.
I think I recorded it, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Fucking love
producer.
to hear that.
Producer credit.
Producer.
All I'm saying is that we've been playing in bands together since like The Departed came out.
Okay.
And it's my boy right there.
Yeah, and you know what's actually fucked is we've been actually playing in bands together longer than we haven't at this point, which is really fucked to think
Dark.
about. Yeah.
Super
Dark.
dark.
Wow.
Yeah. But we're here. And
Did
then,
you guys ever go to Battle of the Bands of? Did you guys ever have to battle
Ernie Ball
the
Battle of the
guys that
Bands?
got left out? Did they ever like create a
yeah.
rival band and
Oh,
then
that
you
would
guys
have
had?
been a good movie.
I don't know if there was ever a battle of the band situation, but we played with some fallen heroes.
Fallen
Yeah,
soldiers.
fallen soldiers.
Were they sour about it?
Wow.
we're
Shout
going
out
to the
Future
VFW right now on the screen recording, folks. That's Tyler.
Shout out Dan.
That's you?
Oh wow!
That does not look like you at all.
You're like, what about this young
there's
man?
that guy. Cool shirt, loser. Band. Yeah, that band
Eggs on the
sucks.
back of my Explorer base.
Oh,
I played this.
That's so random.
I played this.
random.
I played this show in
six stands.
basketball shorts, bro.
That was
Yeah,
very
dude.
2006.
Pocket out?
Thank
What?
God you
Is your
pulled this
pocket
up.
out?
No, that's a crease right there, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're good.
You just had them popped out.
Yeah.
But
Dear God.
all to say that we had been in a band for a while, and then we
There's Shannon Sharpe. Keep going.
couple of years later, we changed the name. We regrouped into My Fictions in 2011, and we've been
Wait,
cooking
so
like
this is technically the same band, is what you're saying?
In a really twisted way, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's me and him right now, and then Seamus joined. Seamus is not here. R.I.P. Seamus.
He bailed because he's a coward.
Bailed 'cause
we
he's a
can say
coward.
that. We have the mic. What do you have to say about, real quick, what do you have to say about Seamus? In
I
the
love
mic?
that guy.
Bullshit.
But
Keep
he's a
going.
coward.
But he's a coward.
He's your boss. What do you
He's
have to
my
say?
boss, but he's a coward. I love you, Seamus.
All this to say is that we were cooking in My Fictions for years, and then after COVID, we got back together, and I was moving 2 years ago to New York, and I didn't want to play bass and do vocals anymore, so we acquired Michael from Aviator, another
he is.
acquisition, and we're very happy right now.
With his performance, you would
Of course, yeah, he's come a long way.
say? If you were to give him a performance review, speaking of mergers, acquisitions, business shit, does he sometimes meet expectations, always meets expectations, or exceeds expectations?
Those all sound like the same thing, but the good one, the
The
best
good one. Okay, well, I would disagree.
He's gonna be the next Mark Hoppus. I can feel it.
All right, so throughout your time as a band, I'm sure y'all have watched some flicks together, right?
Yes.
What's the canon? What's the Fellavision? The Fellafictions? I stole it from your bitch ass. What's the My Fictions canon? The movie canon?
The
Tyler, you want to take the lead on
definitely
this?
up there.
Sure. I feel like if we're going the full spectrum here, early on, it was like the Will Ferrell comedies.
The Apatows.
Step
that
Brothers.
that was the foundation.
Yeah.
And then I think since then the modern canon is definitely like crime movies, like crime
Yeah.
dramas, like
All right, so-
Scorsese movies, I guess even some Soderbergh stuff and anything, and then the lesser versions of that.
We'll do the. You know what? We're gonna bring back an old segment.
Oh shit.
By not being old at all, and we do it every time. 4 for the fellas.
Oh shit.
Pick a movie that's in the canon, and then we'll throw a 4th one in there too.
All right, let me start. I'm gonna say Heat, a Michael Mann film.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. That's a
in the
great
canon.
call.
I was like,
Do you all have a connection to that movie though? It's got to
I
be.
feel like
Okay.
we've watched it together like a handful of times.
I think at the beginning of COVID, we went to your place and we all watched it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't. That's not a movie that
It's pretty not cool of you to be getting together at the beginning of COVID.
It was
watching
literally
movies,
like a
but-
week after. We spent one weekend
This was
not
his
hanging
bubble.
out.
This is
and-
his bubble, dude.
Yeah, exactly. We spent one weekend not hanging out, and I was like,
Can't do this
"This
anymore.
fucking sucks."
Hell no!
Yeah.
Hell no!
fucking
I
hate
can't do
this.
this.
Oh hell no. I feel like I know what you're gonna say because you wanted to talk about this movie today.
I mean, I could. I'll put 2 like slash. So
Yeah, we got a 4th one that
Wow.
can go
Pain
in.
and Gain / War Dogs. I feel like those movies fit together in the same the same level of like pretty good fun movie, but not like perfect and not that serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's the essence of the My Fictions movie to me. Is that like it's much like a band. It's referential to this like all-time ultimate thing, but it has like little quirks that make it like unique and fun and new. And Pain and Gain is a very good example of that.
So we got Heat, Pain and Gain.
I'm gonna say
/ War Dogs.
I'm gonna say
Slash
Pain and
War
Gain because you advocated for that for us to talk about that. Mine is The Accountant,
No,
The
a
Accountant.
movie that no one else has ever thought of really, but Ben Affleck as an autistic hitman came out in 2017. I want to say.
something like that. Yeah.
We all saw it
I
together.
feel
We
like
were
all of his roles are somewhat in that
Eh.
spectrum.
Nah, dude, don't do Ben
He's
like that.
usually
Sorry, Ben.
Swagged out guy. I feel
Yeah.
like he's got swagger usually.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Retainer.
Dana.
Yeah, and then I had a bunch of other movies. We need to do the last one for Seamus, and it's gonna be Without a Paddle.
Oh my God.
Seamus,
damn
the
it.
first time he went on tour with us, had Without a Paddle on his iPod, full movie, and
Like
it was
on
the
his click wheel iPod?
It was the only
Oh,
movie
my
he
God.
had on it, so he would watch it on there.
He was also what, like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Just
like
ripping.
Can you
Without a
imagine just
Paddle.
watching that movie every day?
That. I almost feel like if we're going this route with it, maybe it's just you and I at this point. But like the fact that we watched like Talladega Nights and
Yeah.
the 40-Year-Old Virgin literally probably like 30 times in 1 year.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But
Like
I guess that's really not relevant to the larger.
No, that's part of that. Could be part of the
European,
canon.
I did have some runners up here, so we'll start with
Okay.
Talladega Nights.
Okay.
Semi-pro, the hardest I've ever heard you laugh in a movie theater was when the bear got released into the
Oh my
court.
God! Hell yeah!
Out of the Furnace.
Oh, yeah.
That's a movie.
Devastating.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Y'all keep going.
The Fighter.
Without a paddle. Out of
Yeah, the fighter.
The Fighter, which is a Lowell movie, not a Boston movie. Mr. Deeds, Anchorman, Superbad, The Irishman.
You've seen Irishman more than once?
Yes.
Yeah,
Seen
that's
it, like,
crazy
3 or
as
4
hell.
times.
We had a
Damn.
calendar made appointment one time we went to the casino to watch The Irishman at 3:00 in the morning. Rounders, The Rock, Training Day, Casino. Some of these movies, when we were recording our new record, Touch of Glass, folks, listen on Spotify.
I was gonna plug that at the end, but let's get it.
Silver Bullet Studios in
Burlington,
Burlington, Connecticut, where we recorded with Chris Teddy. They have it's basically like they deck out the entire like engineering room with VHS tapes. So like they have like a library, and so like the entire time we were tracking the record, we would just throw on a random VHS tape. And I very distinctly remember watching Casino while we were tracking vocals. So that was cool. You guys remember any of the movies that we
Yeah,
did?
we watched Liar Liar.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck
That is
yeah!
classic.
Was I there for that or a
Yeah,
space
I'm
out?
Great
pretty sure
fucking movie.
you were there. That was like early on. That was like day 1 or 2. We popped in Liar Liar.
Stop Making Sense.
Yeah,
we
I
watched.
was just gonna say we watched Stop Making Sense.
Yeah.
Classic.
Shout out to the TikTok clip where people
Yeah.
got mad at us.
All right, that's a pretty big list, y'all. We
I was
said,
gonna say, I was like, yeah,
3,
4 for the fellas,
We've got like
4 for
10.
the fictions,
But
but,
I can tell you one that's definitely on the list, and hopefully that's on the list. The Departed,
Big time.
Big
right?
time.
It's got to be at least number 1. Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing here?
I didn't want to get into it. We're talking
I
about
mean,
the movie, bro.
they can do 4 that is not Departed.
That's
you know,
true,
4
yeah,
for the fella.
separate.
Yeah,
4 for the fictions.
Yeah, 4
It's
for
also
the
again
fictions.
to be clear, we've made this distinction before. This isn't a top list.
Yeah,
We're not
these are
doing
recs.
These are recs. 4 for the fellas is not the top list. So fuck you guys talking shit on our rock docs.
Yeah,
by the
exactly,
way.
dude. I'm not trying to put
Dickheads.
you onto some shit. Heat, Pain and Gain. Fucking, what did I say? The
Without a paddle.
The accountant without a paddle.
Yeah, you gotta check out Without a Paddle if you haven't seen that. My God,
So if we did
it'll
make
blow
a
your
top
mind.
list, that would obviously get in there.
Yeah. But we are here to talk about The Departed.
We're here to talk about The Departed.
Departed.
Departed kid.
Can we
What
get
made y'all?
sound drop of the Murphy song?
Yeah. Oh, dude, please.
Oh yeah, right here.
Cut that in. What made y'all choose The Departed?
We kind of bounced things back and forth, and I feel like we were like, being from the Boston area, being lifelong Massachusetts heads, we were like, and I feel like ultimately we probably quote this movie more over like our lifespan than anything else.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of the older movies that I feel like we fuck around with, except for like Casino and Goodfellas. So.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the first sort of prestige-y crime movies that I was aware of pretty recently after it came out. I have a story about not watching this movie in theaters that we'll get into in a bit. But basically, like, it tied in so much of like being from the Boston area, like Tyler said, but also like it's a current movie, so it didn't feel like I was like going back in time to watch it. It was like I've grown with the movie, as stupid as it is to say, but also like as all of us in my fictions are really into movies, to have this movie that like I saw and loved when I saw it as a teenager kind of develop into like this being like, oh, this is actually a good movie. It's not some of the other movies that we just laid out, like
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, like Talladega
it's
Nights.
not
It's like,
Talladega
oh no,
Nights.
this is like, Criterion level. Like this is an established just like
Departed Criterion level?
it'll be
I
there.
mean,
Compared to everything else we
I would
listed,
say
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it fits what you said about like what makes my fiction's canon list, where it's like it's not necessarily the best movie in the world, but there's something about it.
It's a little wonky.
Yeah, but let's pull up what we're in against.
Marty won.
It
Best
did win an
Director.
Oscar.
So only best director.
This is
And it's
definitely
the only
not.
time he's ever won.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You know what? We're getting into opinions here, but this definitely won an Oscar as a result of the year it came out, in my opinion. It's still a great fucking movie. There's definitely some gaps that probably we'll get into,
I don't
but
disagree, yeah.
Anything
it's
you
a
wanna
fun
add, Mike?
movie.
I love this movie very much.
All right, cool.
I want to echo what you said, where I feel like I've discovered this movie, like right when I was like actually came out right before I was getting into movies.
Yeah.
This was your gateway drug, maybe. Is this the first good movie you watched?
It wasn't the first, but it was like what Bryan said, where it was like on my radar, where like a movie like this wouldn't have been on my radar prior to
At
that.
the time?
It would have been like, what's Will Ferrell doing? I
Right,
didn't
right,
care what Martin Scorsese and Leo were up
I'm
to.
Yeah.
assuming y'all have watched this together as a band.
We watched it in theaters during COVID. One of the Showtime cinemas
Boston
around
was going
us.
crazy during COVID, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Uber.
We were hanging out. Nothing changed. But one of the theaters to get people back in like August or like September, like, when people were like, you can go back out again if you wear a mask and you fucking hand sanitize.
Yeah.
They started showing like Kill Bill, this. So like once a week we were just like at the movie theater to like go hang out.
Yeah,
And
weren't they
we-
like $5 too? They were like
Yeah, it was
super
super
cheap.
cheap.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones there. So-
Desperate times.
Desperate times, folks. But let's do a little background on this. 2006 movie director Martin Scorsese,
Marty Ski.
the GOAT. Now, Martin Scorsese, in the recent years, he did Killers of the Flower Moon, which we loved.
Yeah.
But he's also been in the news for kind of talking shit on another kind of movie. JP, you got any thoughts on that? Or can you give some context as to like what he's talking about?
Yeah, so Marty has a bone to pick with the cinematic universe of a certain comic book publisher
Oh,
that somebody at this table fucking loves.
oh, interesting.
And that guy is sitting there in that dumbass hat.
Don't say anything about the hat. Yeah, Marty versus Marvel. It's one of the big
Marty
going
Mar.
themes of 2020s with Marty. So, do you want to ask the question?
Sure, yeah.
This is an interview.
Listen, dude, you're here. You chose a Marty movie.
Yeah.
So where the fuck do you stand on the side? What side of the fence are you on? You're gonna have to pick. If you had to pick, the rest of your life, you can watch. And you know what? Fuck it. New. We're starting new. Starting today, they're gonna continue to make movies as long as you're alive. Marty somehow is gonna stay alive and make movies for you, or there's gonna be Marvel movies.
You got the Neuralink.
Let me put it like this, Mike. You have a gun, and Martin Scorsese is to your right, and
But this is a
who's
Marvel.
one of the guys?
Marvel, just Marvel.
Mr. Marvel. Is a,
Stan Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
no,
brought
fuck it. That's the
him
question.
back. They resurrected him,
Yeah.
No, we're
and
you
you
know
have to
what,
kill one.
But it's 1990. It's
call.
1990.
1990.
You have to kill
we're
the-
traveling back in
The
time.
MCU did not exist.
And
But
it's
you've
about to
traveled
not
back in
exist.
time. You've traveled back in time.
Wait, so I have to?
You can either
You have to
kill
choose
the
who to
Marvel
kill.
universe.
You can kill Marty right before Goodfellas, or you can kill Mr. Marvel,
Stanley.
and then the MCU won't exist.
So for the rest of your life, you have to watch one of them. What are you picking?
I hate this very much.
You better fucking pick. The clock is running, by the way. This is on air, dude.
I'm gonna say something controversial. There are just more Marvel movies.
Oh shit!
They're
He's
just
killing
more
Marty,
Marvel
dog.
movies.
He's killing
I'm not
Marty.
killing Marty. I
just
can't
shot
kill
him
Marty.
dead.
Killing
You
Marty.
pick one. I don't know.
This just
Pick
in.
one
Martin
coward.
Scorsese shot
Pick
dead.
one.
Say it with your fucking chest, too.
He's already made a decision.
He put a car bomb in
No,
Marty's
that's
car,
right.
and then he
That's what I'm
turned it
saying.
and
He
then,
halfway made a
cut-
decision.
did a really
Make
weird
a
cut.
decision.
Yeah, but
Who are you killing?
I mean, I knew about Goodfellas first, though.
So, which one are you
Goodfellas was
killing
there.
then? Say a name.
I'll kill Stan.
Let's go!
You're not happy about it.
I'm
he's
not
a-
happy about it.
he's a crowd pleaser.
listen. I like a lot of things. I can have both. I can
No,
like
you can't.
both things.
In this hypothetical,
yeah,
you
this
can't.
you can't.
Okay.
But I will say, I think that I like the Marvel's a big loss. I like those movies too. But if you think about killing Marty before Goodfellas, think about how many movies that rip off Goodfellas or were influenced by it that changed the game that you wouldn't have.
Yeah, and I guess look at the state of movies now because of the Marvel cinematic universe.
You'd be
is
saving the future,
in the dump.
the future that we live in.
You
You'd
would
be
be
saving.
making you'd be making a similar to what Thanos type decision.
Oh, just like
Yeah.
this.
It's almost like, when people say, like, if you could go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler? It's just like that. It's actually like, I can't even think of something
They
so
actually
similar.
consider that in Avengers Endgame. Going back and killing Hitler. Listen, I love up until Endgame and MCU.
Not a Shang-Chi head.
I like. Wait, did that come out after?
Yeah.
That movie's fine.
All right, cool.
Weird.
I don't know. I cried during Endgame. I don't care who knows it.
Yeah.
Well, no.
What about Morbius?
Now 30 people will know it.
Morbius is not included. But yeah, I don't know. Marty, it's got to be Marty. Marty's got to be the one
Respect.
who lives.
Respect.
You made the. I know you're not happy about it, but I think that's the right call.
It's the right call.
You are the killer of the Marvel Moon.
Wow.
Got his ass. Let's get back into The Departed.
Yeah. Production backstory, real quick. The Departed is a remake of a classic Hong Kong action movie called Infernal Affairs that came out in 2002.
Is it in Internal Affairs?
It's
No,
Infernal.
it's Infernal.
It's
is it?
Infernal
What the fuck?
Affair.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Interesting.
I read it 3 times.
Okay.
I typed in Internal Affairs. I was on Wikipedia. It said Infernal Affairs. I corrected myself.
Okay.
So the remake rights were purchased by friend of the show, early news segment, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, friend of the show, Brad Pitt.
Friend of the show. He was originally set up to play the Colin Sullivan character, but he realized he was too old. And
Colin Sullivan, that's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yep.
Matt Damon replaced him. The script was written by William Monahan, not Menahan. Shout out to Seamus. And they adapted it to fit in as a gangster movie in Boston. Marty came on after reading the script. He loved it. Once Jack Nicholson was on, they recalibrated the script to make it more similar to the life of Whitey Bulger, the real life Boston gangster, member of the Winter Hill Gang. Because once Jack Nicholson was involved, they wanted to sort of spice up the character and change.
Yeah, it was going to be Al Pacino, right? That was
Yeah,
the
he said
front
no.
runner. And then Dennis Leary after that.
Dennis Leary would have been actually kind of
Wow,
sick.
that would have been actually.
Is he a
Yeah.
Boston guy?
Yes.
Then
Yeah,
he
of
is,
course.
Right?
Wait.
Yeah, okay.
Of course.
No,
yes.
no.
Or is he a
he's
Chicago
Chicago?
guy?
He might be a
He
Chicago
moved
guy. He's
to
like
New
the
York.
latter.
I'm getting so
No, he's
confused
from
because he's
Boston.
also a New York guy because of Rescue Me.
I thought that was.
Yeah,
Which
no.
one's Chicago Fire or whatever?
Actually, I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea which one he's in.
Rescue Me.
Rescue
it
Me.
Rescue Me?
That's
That's
New
New
York. He's
York.
like, I'm in the
That's New York.
towers.
Oh,
We're in a
I
brewing
thought
shirt
that he
like
was
every
in
single
the.
episode
I
of
don't
that
know.
show.
It's the fucking towers. Awards. We can get into this a little bit. You mentioned it
Yeah.
earlier. This movie won Best Director. It's Martin Scorsese's first and only win. A lot of
Like a give back to me.
A lot of people have hypothesized that not only was this a weak year for Best Picture, but also that this was a makeup award
Yeah.
for kind of
He
fucking
did so many
Marty.
good fucking things. They never gave him anything for it.
yeah.
Well, I guess Goodfellas and Casino would have been the 2 big ones before this.
And
Exactly.
what's the other one? He did like some art bullshit. What's it called?
Oh, he did.
Kundun. Yo, Marty. Kundun. I liked it. Remember that from The Sopranos, folks?
The Last Temptation of Christ. That was before Goodfellas, right?
Yeah, that was
Late
like
80s?
that was late 80s.
Yeah, it is crazy to look back and think that this is the movie that got it. But
Yeah. I do think it does feel a little bit like a makeup thing. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was like the cast was so crazy, like this ensemble
Yeah,
cast,
it's
that
so
people just are
stacked,
like,
yeah.
we have to do something with
We have
this.
to give him
Yeah,
something.
we have to give him
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning that, like, yeah, this is a Marty movie, and there is a decent amount of, like, Martiness to it, but not really. Not compared to, like, the shots, the holding shots of Goodfellas, shit like that. Like, it's different. This is definitely, like...
There's more of
quicker.
something else going on, for
The
sure.
cinematography is not nearly as spicy as his other movies.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very restrained.
Speak on that a little
Well,
bit.
I was watching it and I was like, it's a little like too contrasty, too clean, and then like I don't know, this the edges of everything, and I was like, I felt very like anxious during a lot of it, and I was like, I don't really like this, but I guess this is what they want you to feel. So I was like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like kind of like ugly on purpose. Like it just isn't a romanticized world that I want.
I think it's a very like a product of its time,
You think
like
that's funny,
2000s. Like even the chase scene through like Chinatown.
Oh, but that was the only part that I would say was actually like good looking. Was
You
like,
thought that was good?
I liked it because it was like it was
Interesting.
very Wong Kar Wai. Like they had that like crazy motion blur going on.
Yeah.
That was the only part of the movie where I was like, this is Marty like speaking
See-
to like a larger cinematic kind of like world.
Yeah.
And being referential to the Hong Kong
Exactly,
cinema
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that it's like a reference to. So
Yeah.
I also agree that like the crazy colors
Yeah.
and stuff. It felt the editing in this movie is crazy. But what were you gonna
but
say?
what I was gonna say is like it is a stylistic choice, but to me it feels dated. Like it dates the movie. It feels like a 2000s movie. Which this time around watching it, I was like, wow, this feels like a 2006
Yeah,
movie.
true.
Which a
Y2K.
lot of his other
Yeah.
movies don't end. What's interesting about this, it's contemporary. Most
Yeah.
of his movies are period pieces.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
set
that's true.
like right around the time. So you have the flip phones and
It's not
stuff.
his, is it his first contemporary? Can't be, right?
No, I think what's his first mob movie there with
Mean
Harvey
Streets?
Keitel?
Mean Streets.
Mean Streets.
I was gonna
That's-
say Mean Streets is kind
Taxi
of
Driver?
yeah.
Mean Streets is set in the 70s
yeah.
at the time. So other than that, it's pretty much his only contemporary movie.
Yeah. But 2 awards. It also won Best Picture, and it went up against Babel,
Oh
Letters
yeah.
from Iwo Jima,
Oh, what up against Babel? That is cool.
Little Miss Sunshine, and The Queen.
Little Miss Sunshine is a
Okay,
good
yeah,
movie.
those are not terrible. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
list. I thought it was weaker than that.
And Little Miss Sunshine
Sunshine's
feels
great.
like an Oscar movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oscar
was gonna say I was
bait.
like
Yeah.
that one should
It's
have.
definitely Oscar bait for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
All
All right. Well, I take back what I said, kind of.
We can save this for after. Why don't we try to spill the beans on The Departed?
Yeah. So, those who have watched the show, we do a little thing called spilling the beans.
And the beans come up because
But-
our fucking god editor.
Tyler, we're giving this one to you.
Okay.
You have 1 minute on the clock. Go ahead and type in timer. Just in Google there, it'll pull up a nice little tool for you.
We're
gonna put
Do you want
one-
to look at the Shannon Sharpe sex tape again?
Yeah.
Yeah, get
We're
me
going to pull
warmed
up
up with that.
a minute on the clock, and you've got 1 minute to explain what happens in this movie.
Just a summary, a plot.
You can do a
rundown?
plot summary. You can do whatever you want, but you need to explain the movie from either beginning to end. You can even just give us like, this is what this movie's about.
Yeah. Okay.
However you want to spill the beans is how you want to spill it. Ready, set, go.
All right. The Departed is a crime film from the perspective of the Massachusetts State Police
Staties.
Department, the Staties. You have one who is infiltrated, going undercover, and the other is a rat, or actually working for.
rat.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about Russo.
Yeah.
Just like we're talking about the movie. Okay.
And it's basically those two not knowing that each other exists, but kind of working against each other the entire movie. It's an ensemble cast set in Boston, very heavy Boston vibes and tones, and it's also loosely based on the Whitey Bulger story and lore, like Bryan mentioned. So I think that pretty much
that does it.
sums it up. Yeah, Boston crime movie
Microprocessors.
about microprocessors.
Yeah, but you didn't
Micro
you
what?
didn't
Any more
spoil
beans?
you didn't spoil anything. What about
Yeah, spoil something real quick.
spoil
Yeah,
I'm
something.
supposed to spoil something?
10 seconds, spoil
Leo,
something.
Leo gets his shit rocked at the end of the movie.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, oh, wait. All right, micro what?
Micro what?
Enjoy your clams, cocksuckers.
And that's a minute.
did it.
The beans are
Yeah.
spilled.
Wow, guest
You
beans,
didn't spoil
dude.
anything.
Yeah, I was like,
no, you
I-
did it actually.
No, I was like, you're doing too good of a job. This is not spilling the beans. This
Well, the
is
way
just
we
giving
spill
up
beans is we
amazing.
say
Alright.
this movie did this what happened from step one to step
Yeah.
No, you did an actual good job.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what the movie's about, folks. Let's get in. Speaking of enjoy your clams, cocksuckers. Let's get into some Departed quotes. Let's do that. What are we fucking with?
My favorite is maybe not, maybe go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Can someone do the opening monologue by Jack Nicholson real quick?
Oh my god.
No, we can't.
Well, you did that Shannon Sharpe voice earlier. I think maybe this one's for you.
Hey, Skip. I'll go with mine. I I use this one a lot. It's not the one in the Jack Nicholson monologue.
Yeah, we know you use that one a lot, dude.
It's when Mark Wahlberg, a.k.a. Sean Dingham, gets fired, and Alec Baldwin, who underrated performance in this. Let's just say.
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really
He had a
funny.
few scenes.
He's good in it, yeah.
World needs plenty of bartenders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
okay.
weeks
He did have,
with
he did
pay.
have some
With
good
pay. I couldn't believe that. It's like with pay.
That's
like
how cops treat each other, brother.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know, you have to start off with 2
pay.
weeks, no pay. Fuck you, la, la, la. Then you go, all right, pay.
Yeah.
So we got a Dingham quote. We got Baldwin quote. What about you guys?
This ain't reality TV.
Oh my God.
It's just like, you can use that.
Jack
Anytime in your life.
Nicholson's lines are just
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Like
Yeah.
every time he talks,
They
I
gave
think.
him, they like fucking
It's
teed him
crazy.
up so many times.
throwing
He's
heaters.
so fucking gross in this
Yeah.
movie.
But like in an effective way. I've like when I used to work summers with my dad's like construction company, I'd work with this guy who was like a
heard
weird
about this guy.
Vietnam War vet, like fucked up guy. He literally would just say this type of shit, like non sequitur, the most insane shit you've ever heard. Would like stop working to turn to you and say something like Jack Nicholson says in this movie.
That's incredible.
So this is just a classic Boston man thing
it's like
to do.
just an unhinged, like just like freak kind of guy.
I have two of these bad boys.
go.
Number one, a Jack quote where he walks up to, first of all, it's so fucking funny. He walks up to some dude at his bar and he basically like fucking G-checks his ass and the dude's like super nervous. And he's like, I'm just kidding. How's your mother? He's like, oh, she's on her way out. We all are. Act accordingly.
Who let this IRA motherfucker in?
Yeah, the IRA shit.
I like the Alec Baldwin line where where are they when they're in the back room when they're doing the warehouse stakeout? Are they in that warehouse?
No,
but in like a way
I-
different.
Yeah, that's a good
I
question.
think
Where
that
the
there
fuck
is-
are they? There's a lot that doesn't make any fucking
Yeah.
sense in this movie, and that's I think they're there.
Yeah, I think that they're there in a smaller office, but that like they're kind of like boarded off, and
Okay.
it's like a
It
video
doesn't
room.
seem like they're in anything. It
Yeah.
looks like they're outside, kind of, but like in a weird corner.
But what I was gonna say, there's the line where I think he's pulling Matt Damon aside, and he's like, "You want to smoke? You don't smoke. Of course you don't smoke. What are you, one of those
health freaks? Go out, go
fitness
fuck
freaks? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself." That
Gets
line
mad
is
at
just,
him
like, so
instantly.
chaotic, but it's great.
And then there's the beginning of the movie where Matt Damon's playing like football with the firemen,
Oh my
and
God.
he's like,
Go save a cat from a tree.
yeah, no, he goes, fireman getting pussy for the first time in the history of fire or pussy.
That's a Sam Yarmouth classic, fucking on Call of Duty repeated. One that I got this time around that I hadn't really got before is when Nicholson is trying to like find out the rat and he's interrogating Leo and Leo's real nervous, and Jack what the fuck's his character's name?
Frank.
William
Frank-
Costigan? Oh no,
Frank
that's
Costello
Leo.
says, "You know what I like about restaurants?"
Oh
And then
yes,
Leo
I don't know
goes,
the fucking food.
honestly,
yeah.
was good.
It fucking killed me this time.
There was a diss in this movie that I really wanted to bring up, and you're Irish, right?
No.
Yeah, you're Irish.
I'm
In
Irish.
fact,
I can take it.
You're a lace curtain Irish pussy, dude.
It's a lace curtain motherfucker like you doing it in the Stadies.
Lace curtain meaning like you're rich. You're just like a fake rich kid.
Yeah.
Lace curtain Irish pussy.
No, you know what's a low key great line? When they're first interrogating Leo for like basically feeling him out for the gig, and I forget, Leo says some line from like a poem, I think it is, and Mark Wahlberg just goes,
It's
What, you don't know any fucking Shakespeare?
well,
Oh,
families are
yeah.
always rising and falling in America, aren't they? Who is that? Hawthorne?
Hawthorne. In that same scene, there's where like he's trying to like at this point they're trying to gas him up. He's like, "You're a worker, you'll rise fast." And then Mark Wahlberg's, "Yeah, like a 12-year-old's dick." It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Mark Wahlberg is fucking electric in this movie enough to get a Best Supporting Actor nom, but he,
With like 10 scenes tops.
in a recent interview about playing Dingham, he was basically admitted that he was like unhappy in the role, and that actually translated to his performance, which really comes out because he's just a fucking dickhead.
Yeah,
Psychotic,
it's such a
yeah.
piece of
Yeah.
shit.
yeah.
But he was basically saying that while they were making the movie, he was filming two other movies. He was filming Four Brothers and Invincible, the Philadelphia Eagles movie.
Yeah, that movie fucking rocks, by the way.
Go Birds.
everybody.
But basically, he was supposed to get cast in a bigger role, and he got switched out. So he was pissed off about that. He's filming these other movies, and one of the reasons he has this haircut in the
I was
movie,
gonna say that.
He looks like such a prick in
What
this
the fuck
movie.
is going
it's
on with the hair?
because he's
Invincible, he has long hair. like
exactly.
the
So he
shoulder
was
length hair.
actually filming at the same time. So he had this fucked up haircut, but he had
Look
hair
how sick
extensions.
that looks, though. He should have just done that.
He had hair extensions in that took 8 hours to get in. So
No.
at a certain point, they were like, "We need to cut your hair." He's like, "Absolutely fucking not."
Yeah.
But so Mark Wahlberg was pissed, folks. That's
Okay.
that's the news that we're
Yeah,
leaking on this.
that
He
de-
brought it to his
definitely-
art, and it shines through. Incredible.
Yeah, he's throwing heaters the whole time.
He's an
Every
artist.
single thing he says is so funny.
Another thing he's doing that's throwing heaters, municipal. I know you want to drip and all that shit, dude. His clothing line.
His clothing line,
You
municipal.
looked up?
Yeah.
Hold up.
I know,
even know
you're
what that
definitely
is.
a municipal ass motherfucker, dude.
I don't even know what this is.
This is your drip, dude.
Let me pull this up. Is this it?
It's like
Yeah,
fitness?
for sure.
Mark Wahlberg's a very interesting kind of guy, bro.
It's all drip.
Is this his line?
I think so.
Like,
Either that or he's just like a
I
full-on
thought that he was-
ambassador.
yeah, I thought he was just an
Just look
ambassador
up
of
Mark
it.
Wahlberg municipal.
Well,
He's like, there's
yeah.
videos of him like playing golf, like pointing at each piece of clothing that
Yeah.
he's wearing.
If you go to Instagram, he's got videos where he'll walk from one set of shoes to the other.
Yeah.
He'll have
yeah.
one and then he'll take them off and then step into another pair of sneakers.
Hold up,
he's
folks. Back
fucking
on
sick.
Fellavision Instagram.
New drip.
He still looks like that. That's crazy.
See, you fuck with all those items of clothing. Don't
big
even
Look
time.
at those shoes.
Oh,
I can't
These
believe.
are fucking crazy.
I was like, Wahlberg is a Jordans guy though.
That's
so
drip
he-
on drip.
But head to toe is
He's
insane.
getting that bag though.
He has
So
very short legs.
Yeah.
Comments on this
So
post.
if he doesn't own it, that's insane.
yeah.
Bro, comments on this post have been limited. I was about to gas him up.
He's just running it back.
Yeah,
I thought we got more.
Orange on orange. Shout out to Mark Wahlberg,
Shout
bro.
out to Marky Mark, dude.
Never done anything wrong in his life.
No.
Nah.
Except for having a
record.
very, very great schedule for his day.
And yeah,
And a man
troubled
of God.
troubled history with the Vietnamese. Fucking fix that shit, bro. We don't like that shit.
I think
We
to
don't
top
like
off
that.
the quotes thing though, I feel like you cannot pick a quote or any group of quotes. This whole movie is insane.
It's just, yeah.
They're
it's
saying
full on.
insane
the
shit the
dialogue
entire
is
time.
absolutely, and also like this time around, I was really listening in on Jack Nicholson's. Every line is truly demented, and it sounds like he was just like spitballing. Like half of it was just like insane shit.
Dude, the
he was
beginning-
gonna say anyway.
The beginning is they kill like the very like first scene with him in it is just like him shooting like a couple at the beach and he goes, "She fell funny."
Yeah, that was.
really think
You
you should
need
get
to
some
get your
help.
head checked.
Yeah,
Dude, what the fuck?
I don't think that was scripted either. I think he ad-libbed that.
That's
Really?
Yeah. That's a piece of lore from this one.
That's so
That
dark.
that makes sense because if the actor falls weird, you can.
She
You
fell
like,
funny.
Marty, you like that?
The grossest thing. I'm not going to repeat the quote, but it's when he's in the theater with Matt Damon and he gets up to leave and he says, "Maybe it's because it's always been so easy for me to." And then he says a phrase that I cannot repeat on this podcast.
Yeah,
I've
you
said
can.
a lot of bad things.
Do it.
It's always been easy for me to procreate. Shannon Sharpe. I never understood jerking off in a theater, but the way he delivers that line is so. It sounds like just something that
It's the
he's
best
said
acting in the movie.
30,000 times in his life,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so natural and it's disgusting.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Coming
Why?
from a man who owns the theater, so that's like fucking
there's a
insane.
couple lines he has. It's when he's in the diner with Leo and there's the priests there and he goes over to them and he's like, you know how I was talking to you guys before about sucking on their peckers and such.
Yeah.
Sucking
Like,
on
the
little
way,
boys'
the way
peckers.
he says everything
Sucking
is
on
just
their peckers.
it's just like
Yeah.
disgusting.
Did
but
you
in,
see the
like, a
drawing, by
great
the way?
The
He
drawing
like
is
hands
insane.
them a drawing.
He's so good.
I paused it. It's such a stupid fucking drawing. Dude. It's just like a very not good drawing. I'm assuming of the nun that sits down naked, but like,
Yeah.
Dude, he just draws her boobs.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's very fucking funny because it only shows for like 2 frames. So I like had to pause it and scrub. But yeah, it's just a drawing of the nun that's sitting with them naked, which he must have just been drawing.
I
while
was
he was
gonna say, I
eating.
was like, I really want Nicholson to be really drawing like that. That was an improv.
Yeah,
There's no art department
very
involved
fucking
in that.
funny.
I'm trying to find the fucking photo that he does. The only one I can see on here is he draws that thing of the rats storming the Capitol.
Oh yeah.
after.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he does have some good art, but
We got to turn this off, by the way. I cannot continue to watch this municipal.
There's
Please get this off the
Municipal,
fucking screen.
yeah.
I was waiting to see when we would hit a breaking point. But yeah, unreal how quotable the movie is. Do Do we have a favorite character that we want to shout out, Chris?
Yeah, who you
I mean, I was
backing?
gonna say, I was like, we've just been talking about Jack Nicholson's performances, and it's like it's not even him saying the line. Sometimes it's just like him just walking with like bloody hands, just like kind of like
Yeah.
clean. I gotta go take care of this
Tells him
shit.
to grab the
yeah.
mop.
It's just like
But even the way he looks and dresses, like I was
Yeah.
watching it with my
What?
girlfriend.
So much cheetah print.
Yeah, last night. And the very first time he sits down with Leo, he's wearing the like plaid suit with the cheetah print tie, and she's just like, I love this look. And he does. He has swag.
Yeah.
There's drip involved
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
When you're Jack Nicholson, you can literally wear anything.
Yeah.
I feel like.
some people were talking about having like Brat Summer, but there was another group of people who were having a Jack Nicholson Summer, and that's the kind of one you're just fucking chilling with sunglasses on, smoking in the ocean, like with the water up to your neck. It's like that guy knows how to live.
My favorite character is the therapist who gets to bang both of those hot ass dudes. She's out there just getting it with two hot dudes.
Vera Farmiga, dude, Conjuring.
Yeah. Not that crazy of a career after this. I feel like Conjuring was like the thing.
That's like her thing now. She's done
But
like
she might just
15
be
of
in like
those.
4 Conjuring movies.
Yeah,
she
no,
has
she's
been
she's
a bunch.
cooking on those for sure. But
She was the mom in Bates Motel.
Oh, all right. She's on TV. She's
talk
cashing
your
in.
shit, King. Okay.
Who are y'all
Oh, she was
backing?
the mom and the orphan.
Are you
Wow.
backing Will or what the fuck is the other dude? What's Matt Damon's character's name?
Will Costigan or Colin Sullivan.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
are you backing?
Leo.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I kind of wanted my boy to get away with it.
Colin's
No,
a big piece
no.
of shit.
I wanted
Yeah.
him to get away with it.
I will say one thing about the Matt Damon Colin Sullivan character is that it came out after the fact that Matt Damon, while he was like kind of coming up with the character and all that stuff, he has a quote here. I don't want my dick to work. So like he
Like
had
as a
this-
part of his character?
Yeah, so the erectile dysfunction.
there's
Yeah,
Scene.
there is a
Yeah.
scene where it's like you want to talk about last night.
Exactly. So like the whole thing is
Oh
that like
yeah, that came out of fucking nowhere,
Yeah.
by the way.
yeah, so he wrote that in sort of as a foil to the Jack Nicholson like super sexual because originally in the script Jack Nicholson like was basically like kind of had a problem where he wasn't sexual, so he took out all of his fucking like emotion and all that in like with violence. But it's Jack Nicholson, you can't do that with him.
You can't do
He's got
that.
to be able to
He's
fuck.
got to fuck.
So
Hey, he's
Jack
a
was
horny-
like,
yeah, he's a
I
he's-
fuck though. He like read all
Yeah.
things like
I actually fuck. So it's like an interesting foil for this kid to be like literally groomed by Jack Nicholson since he's like yay high. But I also think that maybe Matt Damon just had some health stuff going on in 2006, and he was like,
That's
"Yeah,
right
it's
to
my
say.
character that actually it's
yeah, this is called method acting,
yeah."
sweetie.
So his dick doesn't work, and that's why this is happening right now. Actually,
Going back to quotes, yeah, it's working. It's working overtime.
overtime.
But he seems to be compensating for either the dick not working, or I feel like there's a few hints, even with that, where it's like, are they kind of implying that he's gay, or are they doing like Boston is such a homophobic city kind of thing?
Or is Boston gay?
Because even when they're showing, maybe Boston's gay, that could be it.
That might be.
This is gonna
But
fucking
when
get
they
settled
show
later.
the apartment to him, and he's like, "Oh, I have a cosigner." He's like, "Oh, you have a frequent house guest." Okay, no problem. And like that's clearly
I have a
like
cosigner.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a cosigner. Yeah.
That's another really good quote.
Oh yeah, hold on. Before we get too far,
before we get too
I think
far.
this is a 4chan quote about Jack Nicholson's character. I'm going to read it for you guys. In the film The Departed, set in Boston, actor Jack Nicholson refused to wear a Celtics cap due to his well-known love for the LA Lakers. He had no problem, however, saying the N-word 30 seconds into the movie. So, in the spirit of this this 4chan message, we've got you another hat here.
Oh, it's a
We'd
Tumblr
like
New
for
York
you-
hat from Alien Romulus.
We've
Television
decided
31.
that we'd like for you to wear this, and for Jack.
Sorry, I can't do it.
All right,
You're not going to take the Celtics hat off for Jack?
I got to be a Fellavision host for a second. If you are not willing to wear the hat, you need to do the other thing that Jack Nicholson did.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? that
We
you
just
said?
said
30 seconds into the movie. It's up to you.
No, I'm gonna be. Who is it? Who was it that refused to wear a Yankees hat? Was that?
Oh,
Oh,
Gone Girl.
no,
Yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
Damon.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Ben
Ben
Affleck.
That's
Affleck.
Benny.
Ben
I'm
Affleck.
pulling
Okay.
a Ben Affleck. I'm refusing to
wear the
other
Tumblr
team's
hat?
colors. Yeah.
So it cancels each other out. Shout out to Tumblr. Check out that website. Shout out to New York.
Yeah.
Big sponsor of the pod.
Exactly.
But the characters thing, I feel like could be two good answers for this. Jack Nicholson for the pure entertainment factor,
Right.
But Leo low key cooks in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You could feel like he
Yes.
acted in his pocket on this so hard. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like this was the one he was like, I'm gonna fucking show everybody.
Yeah.
I got the chops.
Yeah, this isn't his first Marty movie, but like he has a groove with him at this point. The therapy sessions, first
so
off,
good.
if your therapist is acting like this, folks, you need to
Red
go on
flag.
BetterHelp and like enter a different fucking chat room.
If your
because-
therapist is trying to suck you, do it and then run.
She's chasing you down to give you Valium.
Give us a prescription. Yeah. I didn't actually realize until this time. I know maybe it's obvious, but like that Leo is like full on addicted to oxys in this
Yeah.
movie.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, this time I realized like, oh, he's consistently taking them, and then he actually when he goes to pack up at the end of the movie and get out of town, that's like he has to grab the pills.
Yeah,
Like
they keep it subtle.
Yeah, they do,
keep
but
it subtle,
he
but it
is-
is
he's hooked.
Yeah. This is one of those movies that on repeat. The plot is so dense and weird, and it starts off with all these insane cuts, and you
might say too weird.
it's funny because like
I don't know.
they introduce the Matt Damon character heavy, but then they cut in Leo immediately, and then it just sort of like works its way out. It's so confusing and intense and like breakneck that it's a movie you have to watch 20 times in order to figure out what's
there's
going
like
on.
so many pieces going on, but I was like, the cutting is kind of crazy and jarring.
Yeah.
But then like the music cues, you're just like, it's
Dude.
like all of a
Yeah.
sudden the Dropkick Murphys are just going, and then like
And they
there's
do
a-
hard cuts.
Yeah, I was
too.
like,
The
everything
music
is
just
hard,
cuts
and there's
out.
like
Yeah.
there's only one time that they use like the diegetic song of like it being on the radio, like the Nas song. But
All right,
it's like,
I gotta spill the beans on something that didn't work for me on this movie.
All right.
The end of this movie is so sick, but the way the end kicks off pisses me off so much.
Go off.
Where, like Jack's dead. They're like, it might even out to where everything's okay, but then he sees the letter or the envelope and freaks the fuck out. A, out of character. B, why the fuck is he's got these tapes now apparently that like prove that he was the mole inside the police
Yeah.
force. Why does he need to talk to him about it? A, why does he need to go into an abandoned building to talk to him about it? B, like what the fuck? What was he thinking in that situation? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It made me so.
he
There's
had to
too
see
many
the guy
plot
face to
points where
face.
it's like that would never happen. It doesn't even make sense with the character they wrote. Like this guy's supposed to be a genius, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, meet me alone. I have this indisputable proof that you're gonna go to prison, but I'm gonna show it to you first,
I think
and then
that-
arrest you myself."
no, but he wanted
What
it.
the
He
fuck?
wanted the money. That was the whole thing. Is that he was like he needed to get.
Well, no, the whole
like,
point. His motive was like, I'm going to use this to extort you, so you like give me my identity back. It doesn't need to be fucking him that gives you your identity back.
I think
I
it's
don't
a sense.
think it was that. Sorry, I don't think it was that. I think at this point, I think Leo is like psychologically fucked. I think at this point he's been like dehumanized and
Yes.
he doesn't even feel like a person anymore. And his life has just become about this. He's basically risked his life
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
operation, and now he's being like depersoned.
Yeah,
and
because
I
it's
think
like
he
he's no longer a
basically
cop.
he just wants. I think he just wants revenge at this point. He wants to bring in Matt Damon.
He
who
wants to be the
basically
guy that
was,
did it.
Yeah.
was the person who almost had him killed, and risked his life
Yeah.
in this
all
whole
right, then
operation.
bring him somewhere like the mall. What the fuck are you doing on that
Meet me
building?
at the Square One. We're going up to
Yeah.
Saugus. Meet me at Auntie Anne's, and then we're going to Foot Locker so I can buy some new municipals. And then, eventually, we're gonna get down to the police station.
Or at least
Or
don't
yeah,
get
meet me
donuts
out
to
in
make it
front of-
brand appropriate.
Meet me out in front of the police station. I'll cuff you. We'll walk back in.
Yeah, straight up.
Meeting
Exactly
him,
that.
meeting
I'm
him
gonna
on the
meet you
roof
in
of
the
an abandoned
office.
building was a tough beat.
Yeah,
It's so stupid. It made no fucking sense.
I think
It looked fucking tight.
Just at the end of his rope.
It has to do with
desperate.
him being like feeling responsible for the death of Queenan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh.
also just like trying to call back to that. It's a good point, but I also think Tyler's like point. His back's against
It's
the
like an
wall,
erratic behavior from somebody who's already fucked.
and also it just makes a fucking really cool scene.
Yeah, I
It
was gonna
was
say,
an
this
amazing
is where it
scene.
happens.
It's probably motivated
The first
by that,
time I
yeah.
saw that, I could not believe it. I was just blown away.
Honestly,
by
from
ending.
the second they enter that building for the first time, the movie just like it was good, but from that point forward, the movie's like this movie fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Have you?
I think the end. This movie is fun and good throughout, and then like the ending, the last like 20, 25
Yeah.
minutes, pushes it into like, damn, this is like an incredible.
Dude, the movie ends
Great
with like
movie.
a rat running across the fucking railing.
Do you
It's
fuck
like,
with that?
That was
Nah.
I love
feel,
that.
I
thought
feel like
that
a
was
lot
so
of people
sick.
are polarized by
Yeah.
that. I love it.
I
It's
thought it
not
was
as
fucking
corny
awesome.
as people say it.
It's a
is.
controversial
corny.
thing. When you say The Departed to like a gen pop, like a civilian, not a fucking movie head like us, they're like, oh, that movie with the rat at the end? Like that was so stupid.
These people are also like, what happens at the end of Sopranos? That it just the bell goes. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
These
the
people.
lights cut off. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Is the motivation of Wahlberg's character to kill him just to be like, you're the motherfucker? I know. How does he know?
Remember, he knows if you listen to the conversation when they're on the roof.
Yeah, where's Dingham? I told
Yeah,
you to bring Dingham.
because remember what's that dude's name? Who he's in?
Anthony
Anthony
Anderson.
Anderson. He calls him. He's like, I called you specifically.
know
I
me,
told
yeah.
you to get Dingham. And so I think at that point, like, he's been sent shit, or he knows
he has
what's
like
up.
some proof of some
Yeah,
kind.
exactly.
And that's why he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Because you fucked up two of my boys.
Yeah, and he's
actually
also
he
not
hated
on the
Leo,
police
but-
force at this point anymore. So
Yeah,
he's kind of got nothing
nobody
to
knows
Did he
him.
actually quit or was he given leave?
I think he quit.
Who?
Right?
Yeah, they made it seem
Dingham.
like he quit.
Was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dingham was like he was like pissed about being
Yeah.
put on leave, but he was still a cop. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know
what
that
I find funny is that he didn't wait until the door was closed to.
Yeah, he could have
Shoot him in
waited.
the head.
Well, who knows if he was gonna close. I like that he waited to shoot him. He like wanted him to know that he was there in front of him.
Yeah, and just like just the thing with fucking the very end when Matt Damon's like okay, and then he's like you can tell he's looking away.
Yeah,
and
because
just
he just
wait-
knows.
and,
yeah.
and then fucking Dingham's like, I'm making you wait.
See, I read it like the reason he said, "Oh, okay," was I thought he was thinking, "How am I going to get out of this? Like,
No.
what am I going to say?" Not like resignation.
That's full resignation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
I
so?
Because he tells Leo, just fucking shoot me, just kill
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like, there's no way out of this. And then when he thought he kind of got out of it,
Yeah.
and then he's like, yeah.
When he sees
all right.
when he sees the shoes, the shoe
Yeah,
covers,
the shoe covers are on. There's no
You're
getting
cooked,
out of
brother.
there.
hard.
the Fellavision fucking Halloween costume in full.
The hair cap too.
Have you
right?
guys seen my
Hairnet?
my departed
Have
reel?
you guys seen my Instagram?
Have you
Follow
guys seen
me.
my Instagram?
This is
What the fuck?
Just wait.
Where's your boy?
He's studying what?
Did you make this?
How did you forget? Where's your boy?
We'll have to
Where's your
share that
boy?
in the post.
where's your fucking boy?
Shout out to
Oh, the music coming back in is pretty good.
Thank you. That's an
We'll
old.
share that one.
Yeah,
I think that one's gonna get that one's getting a second life.
Any of you mugs got a light? Why is he bouncing back to like 1930s like noir movie?
What the- Calling people who are about to kill you mugs though is sick.
yeah, crazy.
I'm gonna start saying mugs again.
Yeah. Any of you mugs got a fucking podcast to wrap up pretty
Any
soon?
mugs got a fan base to listen to your podcast?
Yeah. No.
All right, what else we got on this shit?
Well, I mean, I think we did a pretty good job covering everything. I'm happy we got to wrap it up. Talking about quotes. I mean, this movie is just a vibes movie. You know?
It is definitely a vibes movie. I kind of like that last 20 minutes. I'm like, what happens again in this movie? That person gets killed. This person gets killed. Oh shit, that person gets killed. Guess what? Everybody but Wahlberg. That part I did not see coming. It was like every named person is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, like I wasn't going to rewatch. I've seen this movie like 10 times, so I was like, I don't need to rewatch it for this. And then I was like, today, I was like, I'm gonna throw it on, and I'm glad I did because the end, there's so many loose ends that like you need to grab hold of in order to remember what the fuck happens in this movie.
1,000%.
So
And it's just so fucking good. I haven't seen this movie before yesterday. I hadn't seen this movie
What?
in like 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
I hadn't
say,
seen it
what the
before
hell,
yesterday
bro?
and blew my mind.
I do feel like though, as time has gone on, this movie does get it's a little bit messier than a lot of the other Scorsese
It's a mess.
movies. It's a bit of a mess, but it's so like flushed out in its own weird way that it still all works and it's a good movie and it's a fun movie, but it's a lot messier than a lot of his other movies, I think.
To that end, let's wrap this with one more four for the fellas.
4 for the fellas. Brought to you by no one. Brought to you
Pull
by
up-
Municipal Clothing.
Can
Pull
I
up
ask,
the Gen Z ass letterboxed
can
of
I
Marty
ask one
Scorsese.
question before we do that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Where do we feel, what are the top Boston crime movies?
Boston
Where-
crime movie.
Boston crime
brother.
film canon.
All right,
Where does this one rank, and what are the
should we
other?
four for the fellas?
I was gonna say, you guys are maybe the specialists.
I
on
gotta
this,
throw
feel.
one in here, and it's got to be The Town, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean-
of course.
The Town, but is The Town better than The Departed?
I think that the
go.
town is a better executed, less messy.
Yeah, I would
movie.
say
Less
it's
fun,
it's
though.
cleaner, and
Yeah.
I would say it's more vibey than this one is like just go
The
go
Town's
go.
just a bad movie, but it's so good.
Whoa.
I don't think it's
It's not a bad.
Town's
movie.
a bad movie.
It's a good
Not
movie.
a bad
It's
movie.
heat in Boston.
Time out.
It's so bad, but so good.
I rewatched The Town with producer Andy, who's off mic right now, and and she hadn't seen it before in like 2019, and she said, "Is this movie bad?" And I was watching it, and the second it hit me, it washed over me. I was like, "Wait, is this movie bad?" And I thought for a second it was. I texted you. I texted Mike, my fucking consigliere, and he said, "What are you talking about?" And then I watched it again. That movie is so fucking good. Ben Affleck made like a pop crime classic. He turned Heat into something that's more digestible. It's a little less
It is more digestible.
like auteur, but he cut 45 minutes out of it, and they rob Fenway fucking Park.
Yeah, they do.
There goes college soccer.
But at the same
They're
time,
wearing nun masks.
Yeah,
like
that
it's
is
fucking
badass.
sick. Like that's
It
an
is sick.
iconic. Like just that image is worth it alone.
At the same time, though, I feel like it's actually more authentic than even like The Departed. Like the characters in it.
Oh, yeah,
Jeremy
for sure. The
Renner,
neighborhoods.
I've known that guy.
Yes,
before.
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Even the fucking hard ass tattoo of the Notre Dame
the
fighting
fighting
Irishman
Fightins.
with the bag of loot. God damn.
All right, what else?
Hardest
What else goes
tattoo.
into this? What else goes into
Gone
this
Baby
list?
Gone.
Gone Baby Gone.
Oh
Gone
my
Baby Gone.
fucking god! What a movie!
Yes.
I fucking love. That's my Casey Affleck's a god ass
Mystic
movie.
River.
Mystic River. Got my daughter in there.
Oh, Mystic River! I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, I
guess,
didn't
yeah,
even really
that-
think of that. But
Black Mass fucking sucks. Black Mass is
God,
not
it
in
stinks
this
so
shit.
bad.
Let's be real. So we've got The Town. We've got Gone Baby Gone. We've got Mystic River. There's one more.
The
The
Departed.
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 Yeah, but let's
What
take The
about
Departed
Edge
out
of
it for now.
Darkness?
what is Edge of Darkness?
Hear me
Mel-
out.
Mel
Hear me out.
Gibson?
Wait, Cook. Oh no, he's gonna. I know what he's gonna say.
There was a firefight. Boondock fucking Saints.
Oh.
I can't do it.
That's a bad movie.
Come on, put it in there.
Bro,
Yeah, I haven't watched. I haven't
was
watched.
a firefight.
Shout out Bleeding Through. For
Yes, dude. I tried to watch that movie literally this year. I had to stop halfway through. It is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, it's really.
It's crazy.
I haven't checked back in
is
since
so
I've gone to
dumb.
film school on Boondock Saints. I was like, I had the DVD, but it just like but I haven't seen it.
Get kicked
All
out
right,
of
if
film
you guys
school.
are going to
Yeah.
usurp it from the fourth, you got to give me something better.
Does Spotlight count? Or is that an investigative
Oh, that is a
journalism
crime movie because
It is a
yeah,
crime movie.
actually that is a
But-
great film.
Yeah, but it's not about criminals, really.
What are you talking about? It's about
Yeah, like-
That's about
priest
criminals.
rapists.
Yeah,
very much crime.
Hold on, what are you trying to say, bro?
Very much
No, that
crime.
feel, like you said, it's more of investigative
I
journalism.
do feel like it falls like just outside of like this category if we want to be like pure
well,
we're
about
talking
we're-
it.
gritty.
not-
There's some grit
Yeah.
to what we're asking about
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Gun crime?
I
I
mean,
mean, we need guns in this.
The Verdict is technically about like medical malpractice. That's a
It's Boondock
1982
Saints. We're moving on. It's
Fine.
going to be Boondock Saints for
Fine.
us. All
Just
right,
like
boys,
you steamrolled last time, bro.
I think that wraps it for the
Wait,
fellas.
Oh, we're doing 4 for the fellas. Fucking
Oh,
Marty.
wait, we got to
flips.
do Marty.
Yeah, what are you
let's do
talking
one
about?
more.
We're
All right.
trying to wrap it
We
up.
got one more 4 for the fellas for y'all.
Retake it for the clips.
For the clips? Oh, shit. Yeah, it's for TikTok, y'all. All right, 4 for the fellas. We did Departed. Let's talk about where this stacks up. We got 4 recommendations. Again, this is not a top list. The 4 movies you would recommend from the Scorsese filmography.
That
Let's
isn't
go.
The Departed.
That isn't The Departed, even though that's in there.
We're doing
we
4
got?
each.
No, we're doing 4 total.
no.
4 total.
Four
okay.
total.
4 total.
We're doing 3 with an honorable
Well, I was
mention.
gonna say, I was like, it should be My Fellas, and I don't know, we'll
My
deliver.
fellas?
Yeah, I will. How about this? I will defer on this episode because I talk too much and I'm on both sides. So
Yeah,
you,
not
you
me, though.
4. Let's go.
I don't talk too much. All right, yeah, so what do we got?
I'm gonna go Goodfellas. It has to be Goodfellas.
It's got to be in the list.
Goodfellas.
It's gotta be.
Easy one.
Pull up the letterbox, dude.
I'm-
Give us the
I'm
Gen
doing it,
Z
I'm
ass
doing it.
letterbox. What
I-
else?
Man, this is devastating. I think to be honest, I gotta go Shutter Island.
Shutter Island?
Shutter Island.
You're
I
fucking
think
crazy.
that movie A
movie's
is
so
incredible.
good.
B shows Scorsese's range. I feel like everyone pigeonholes him as the mob guy, the mafia
Okay.
guy, the New York guy.
Yeah.
This is such a different movie for him, and there's none of that. He doesn't do his flair with funny bits and
Yeah,
jokes
yeah.
and stuff. It's pure, dark, borderline horror. Like,
You're gonna take that over The Aviator?
I'm not taking it over. I'm saying if this
Aviator's
Aviator
How
still
fucking
goes.
dare
I
you,
like
dude.
Aviator. But no,
dare
I
you.
think Shutter Island. If you want something different from Marty,
This
gotta
this
go
this is
Shutter
a this is a curveball.
I got to go another Leo. Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my God.
It's
It's
got to be in there.
That's the easy
It's got to be in
easy
there.
one.
All right, we got one more spot.
Wait.
Russo.
What are you talking
No,
about?
it's-
I'm the 4th guy.
Wait, we did.
I
How
did
many have we
He
done?
did his Goodfellas right off
Oh,
the
you
rip.
did Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
yeah.
All right, Goodfellas, Shutter Island, Wolf of Wall Street. What's number 4?
And it's the classic Mean Streets. Like we got the very first fucking Marty flick. He's out here. We got Johnny Boy not paying his debts around town. We're fucking fighting in Bushwick bars. I don't really know if it's Bushwick, but it's fucking Brooklyn bars.
It's Bushwick, baby.
It's Brooklyn.
So you're taking Mean Streets over Taxi Driver for early.
I am because I was like,
Man.
you know, like as like you know, film school, Taxi Driver's the one. But then you look at what Mean Streets did, and you're like, this is Marty's demo.
Yeah,
Like
Mean
this is
Streets-
before the
That's demo
7-inch. You
That
know,
is
the
Marty
seven-
demo
Dude,
course.
that's the Marty demo.
yeah.
That is the Marty
So
demo.
it's just like Taxi Driver. It's like you know that's the first record, maybe a solid EP, but this is the fucking demo.
Yeah.
Possibly
All right.
both demos.
That's a great 4.
Yeah. Do you guys fuck with the '80s weird Scorsese era?
I mean, I love After Hours.
Yeah, After Hours is
That's
great.
like a Coen brother movie by Marty.
I still haven't
in New
seen
York.
After Hours.
It
It's been
rocks.
on my watch
But
list
it is very
forever.
much a comedy, though.
But it's a very dark comedy.
Yeah.
It's the yuppie nightmare cycle
Yeah.
movie set in the '80s. It's incredible.
Okay,
Speaking
but
of-
did Marty really make Hugo, or is he
Yeah,
just
he
a
did.
producer on that or
yeah.
something?
No, he
Did
directed
really?
it in 3D.
Yeah, speaking of comedy, King of Comedy.
I
From
love King of Comedy.
weird 80s Marty.
Yes. Those two pair well together. I
Yeah,
feel like.
the De Niro performance in that is so good, and they made it again with Joker.
They
So
made it
that's
again with
pretty
Joker. I didn't see King of Comedy until COVID. It was just one of those movies that people were like, you know, we're deep diving into like people's collection.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing for movie night?
I think I did the
King of
same
Comedy. Pay $3.99 because it was on nothing.
Yeah.
and it was well worth it.
Do you
All right,
want to? Do you want to shout out Last Waltz so people on TikTok don't get mad at us?
I'm not shouting out shit.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Do
got
that
to
and
shout Cape Fear as well.
Cape Fear gets a shout out, but it doesn't get on the list because the list is Goodfellas,
Yes.
Shutter Island, Mean Streets, Wolf of Wall Street. Don't add us. Fuck you, losers. We're mean to each other. Deal with it. This is Fellavision.
This is Fellavision, but real quick,
Oh, yo, before we go.
before we go, Tharp, give me your hand. Bryan is leaving this stated plane of New York City, and I just wanted to take 1 second. Fellavision's not over. Haters,
Fellavision's not fucking over.
Haters be fucking damned.
You pieces of shit.
We will not stop. Keep holding my hand. Come on.
You're
We
cutting
will
my
be-
cam language.
Yeah, we
I
will
gotta
be
be in
continuing this this loving journey. But I just wanted to say thank you to my boys JP and Tharp for welcoming me into this fucking city and
City
bringing
with
me into
brotherly
their
love,
fucking
dude.
homie squad and walking around Soho with me and fucking getting soap and
Walking? What is
coffee
that? I don't know
and
what
all this
walking
beautiful
is.
shit.
You mean putzing?
Putzing, yes.
We putz.
But I appreciate you guys greatly. This has been a wonderful ride. I cannot wait to be on the next part of the journey with you. I love you guys. You're my fucking boys.
Should we cry?
Ride or die. Now, you guys take my hands.
Don't do this. What the hell? We get the end.
Oh my god.
These are my boys, my fictions. We've been
the
playing
fuck?
music together forever. I love you guys too.
More?
Touch of Glass on Spotify. Not more.
time.
Equally.
You hear that?
Touch of Glass is on Spotify. 1126 Records. You can get on vinyl. Thank you for listening to this one. It was a lot, but it was a lot of fun to make. So you guys want to sign us off?
We've been Fellavision.
We've
been
still,
Fella
yeah,
Fictions.
Fellavision.
We've been my
Fella Fiction.
fellas.
Yeah. You guys got anything to say? Shout out.
Watch every Marty movie except for Bringing Out the Dead.
What? That-